Hey guys, this is Tiger, and so this morning I'm down in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Had some sales, and since I gave up the auctions, I went back to making more stops in town. And out on the east side, I stop here in Mount Juliet periodically, and I just thought, where do I stop at meeting people? And so there's Walmart. Walmart's a um, pretty good place to start, and just haven't, nothing's really happened here for me last few months. And so today I had a customer, right? So I come in here, and so this is a hard part for me, right? Because I'm here at IHOP. I got IHOP. You can see this in the background. And one reason uh, this place bothers me is when I would come to town, because my brother was a tech guy, and so he worked for himself. And on Fridays he tried to curtail things so he could take care of business with the wife, whatever. Just do some other things. And so before I started the auctions, when I would come this way, we would meet here. It might be once a month, it might be every couple months, just my time and his time had to work out. But generally, this is where we always met. We would have a breakfast, 10, 11 o'clock, and we just sit and talk for a little bit. And it's like, hey, I got to get, and we just, part ways real quick and move on. And, my brother's been gone for 3 years now. And, you get busy in life, and you move on. You don't have a choice in these things. But the last couple of years we've grown a little closer, and now that he's gone, I lost my sister back in 2012, and so I'm the only one. I don't have a brother to come meet here anymore, and they say you don't miss something until you've lost it. And that's a hard thing sometimes. And and the reason, normally you would say, oh, I would stand in the front of the store, but here's the thing: we always sat either directly in front, right? Usually we sat in this last row, right here in that last window on this side. Just kind of, I don't know, just seemed to normally where we always sat. And so you drive by, and those memories come back, and I can see his face a little bit, and here, just think of some of the things that we talked about. And what I'll tell you real quick. One time we're in here and we're talking, and he was talking about dealing in negotiations with actually kind of the terrorists that come in, and they hack your website and they hijack it, and so they hold you for ransom. And he worked with companies to get their stuff released, or unless he had complete backups for them. And he was talking about some things, but I remember he sat down, he turned off his phone completely, and he said, you got to turn your phone off. And I turned it off, and he was telling me that these guys, he said, you think that you know, but you don't. And he said, he said I got a call one day, and he said that guy told me, he told me exactly where I was standing, what I was he was in a store, and he said, Ben, he says, don't lie to us, we know. He said, so we everybody, they know more about you than you actually will ever think they know. And we finished the conversation. He turned his phone back on, but he was like, yeah, he says, some things you just have to be careful about, because you're being watched, But I just, my brother's name was Ben, and It's just been over 3 years now. I really hate it. You know, when you've lost somebody, you know, I don't have a brother no more. I don't have a sister no more. You can't make those phone calls, and you know, so you got those memories. So, you know, just think about those things, because when you have your siblings and your parents, you know, then one day you realize you're the only one left. And you know, when you're, you know, I was 53. I turned 54 right there at his funeral. And so just think about those things. All right, guys. So I hope you have a wonderful time. If you ever down in around Mount Juliet, it's a wonderful place. They've got an awesome park up here. I forget what it is, but it's headed right up off of the Providence exit. Anyway, hope you have a beautiful day, beautiful week, and we'll talk to you next time. Thank you.